Raymond Arroyo, now Fox News contributor. I know you have some very strong thoughts about this. Please share.
Well, look, Harris, we heard Jerry Nadler there say, and I'm going to quote, he said, "We're dealing with safe and mainstream care." Harris, there's nothing safe or mainstream about this care at all. In fact, our own FDA has never approved these cross-gender hormones or these puberty blockers for young people or anybody. It's never been approved. And you have Sweden, the UK, Finland, all backing off of their what they call gender-affirming care, meaning use of hormones and sex change therapies, surgeries. They're backing off because they've seen the fallout. And our own FDA, and I want to read this, they have warned that these sex hormones given to young people could cause intensified psychiatric problems, brain swelling, and a suppression of immunity. We don't know what these hormones do to young people. So it's very concerning when you have politicians trying to make political hay of this. And I heard one of the Democratic members say politicians shouldn't get involved and get in the middle of a personal decision of a child. Stop. The Biden administration was the first mover here, endorsing this transformative, sexually induced, medically induced sexual changes, and having the government pay for it for young people. They are driving the bus on this. All these, the Republicans and others who are concerned are doing, and many in the medical establishment, is saying, wait a moment, we don't know what these therapies could lead to in the young. Let's take a beat here and see what the international community can tell us as well.
Well, Raymond, you know, Dr. Mark Siegel was on with me a few weeks ago in prime time, and he said the puberty blockers are actually derivatives of a castration process, and they're via a drug used for prostate cancer, and it causes brittle bones and other physically degrading effects. We've got to take a pause here. I mean, he thinks it's permanent. And if it's the sort of thing causing brittle bones and it goes on for too long and it makes you frail, I mean, that's incredibly dangerous. So you're right. I mean, we have to take a pause and scientifically look at what's happening. All right, let me get to this next part of this, please. The trans agenda front and center in Southern California. I want to get your thoughts on this. The school board president in Chino Valley says she's received horrifying death threats. They came after the board passed a policy to notify parents if their children start identifying as a different gender. Watch this.
Our district got a phone call. A lot of things were said, but one thing was very clear. This person was going to kill me, and they said that they were going to dismember my body parts, my limbs, more specifically. We declare war on Sonia Shaw. They gave them my address. They said, we know that where you sleep.
Last week, Shaw was forced to remove a state superintendent from a school board meeting after he refused to leave the podium when his time was up. He argued the policy put trans children at risk of getting abused at home by unsupportive parents. Raymond.
Well, you have a state which has basically criminalized a parent not accepting the gender identity that their child may offer one day or the next day. So you have a school district here basically trying to just make parents aware, Harris, of where their child is psychologically. How this in any way puts a child at harm, I don't understand. And to think that the government cares for a child more than the parent, there's something deeply wrong here. Look, we're more concerned about water heaters, Harris, than we are about children's welfare. These are procedures and medical interventions that transform them forever, not only physically, psychologically. And at every step of the way, this has to be monitored closely, and parents need to be involved every step of the way, not at the end of the process.
Raymond Arroyo, always the best words to end with on the Faulkner Focus come from you. Thank you. Outnumbered next.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.